I am shamelessly using images of these beautiful mountains as an excuse to talk to you about creating sustainably. Is it working? Are you intrigued? Hi, my name is Laura. I'm a filmmaker who talks about creativity and filmmaking. Being surrounded by nature has made me incredibly creatively fulfilled. There's just so much beauty surrounding us, and I'm lucky enough to be able to seek it from time to time, and I wanted to share that with you. No, but seriously, I've been so happy with the footage that I shot that it's been like a really great creative confidence boost. And so much so that behind the camera, in that moment, I chose to believe that I could make a career out of my art. Here's the thing, to improve at art, there's a fair amount of showing up that you have to do, and there's going to be like a fair amount of frustration and a fair amount of failure that you're going to have to work through before you see some kind of progress. My first piece of advice is to be your biggest cheerleader, like really support yourself creatively and remind yourself that no matter the outcome of what you make, you're still practicing and you're still making. So that is still progress. Another thing that I've come to realize is that I thrive in an ecosystem of tenderness. Like I need that encouragement and that support. I've sort of kind of learned to not manhandle my creativity and like beat it into submission. Don't get me wrong, yet sometimes pressure does help me push myself creatively, but generally speaking, no. I create the best when I am in a calm environment where I can just sort of breathe and slowly let my brain relax into imagination, where I'm not expecting or wanting the final product to be perfect. Having said that about the sport, I did also have to find ways to hold myself accountable and to get some good feedback. Yeah, I know it's kind of standard, kind of obvious. The hard part is actually finding the right people and getting good feedback. But anyway, when me and my mom decided to go back to Grindelwald, sort of summer edition, you can see in some of these takes that she is literally coming to me to share her photographs and to get feedback, to talk about what went right, what went wrong, etc. Like that's how important feedback is to improve on your art. Another phrase that I want to point out is protect your bond with your work. For me, that means being able to say no to certain things, making sure that I have worked out what my negotiables and my non-negotiables are so that I can then communicate them to whoever I'm working with. And also, more importantly, sort of finding ways to not let a project completely take over my life and sort of like set boundaries. I am really actively trying to invest in other areas of my life, not just filmmaking. So, setting those boundaries to make sure that I'm not completely exhausted. I think that's important because if you want to stick with something for a long time, you do have to kind of pace yourself. So, yeah. In fact, going to Grindelwald has really helped me with sort of slowing down, just because like the mountains are majestic in and of themselves just by existing. They're not running around trying to be busy, and yet people come from all around the world to like marvel at them. So yeah, slow down, pace yourself. It's fine. Another important thing that I've been wanting to talk about is imagination maintenance and like making sure that I stay curious to prevent myself from being like jaded and just bored. So yeah, for me that means going on like artist dates when I remember to actually go on them. and or finding a balance between like being stimulated and inspired, then on the other hand sort of like hiding away and processing and making art. I'm also trying to remind myself of the pleasure of making things. And, you know, that means like relying a little bit on my senses and my feelings instead of just over intellectualizing things. Because, yeah, especially when other people are involved, making things can very quickly become a little bit overwhelming. To put this into practice, I've been having fun and just creating little low stakes projects for myself. Another thing that has helped me personally to have a sustainable art practice is to find the intention behind what I'm making. Even if it's incredibly superfluous, it doesn't matter. It just helps me to remind myself of what impact I want this piece to have and like what intention I'm going into it with. So yeah. Anyways, here is me and my mom winding down and just chatting at the end of the day, trying to remake the world. Bye bye.